And welcome back to another video.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
What do we have? What do we have?
We have you and me on camera today.
Yep. I keep letting you in my house.
I know.
I don't know.
What can I tell you?
Yeah. So you're doing Archie. You re-fell in love, if I believe.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
True. That's true.
And I'm doing necro things, but a little bit different than what you might expect from seeing the thumbnail, the air and the water element signs. So we'll get into that in a little second here.
Yeah.
But, anything you want to mention?
Yeah, we have our tournament grounds.
Our first major event.
First major event.
Well, I'm calling it
on May 16th.
I'm calling it major. I don't know what actually counts as a major.
For
event.
us, it's great.
It's pretty major for us. Yeah.
It's reason to get all the
folks.
community, the folks to come together, play Sorcery, win some prizes.
Yep.
And all the other good stuff. So registration is in the link below.
Yep. Well, in the description.
In the description below, yeah.
Okay, so so Necromancer. Everyone is talking about Necromancer.
Yes, indeed.
Statements are being made. They're probably correct. Actually, I was just watching the video that Golden Eagle did with CJ yesterday or today or whatever it was about the top 16 decks, and they're basically saying that not this version, of course, this is a crazy version, we'll get into it in a second, but basically they're saying that the water air necro is the baseline. Like if you want to compete, basically make sure your deck can at least dance with that and then go from there, which is a high ceiling already. High floor, excuse me. It's a high floor, right? Because if that's the base.
The
floor.
Base.
Yeah, so high floor. But anyway, it's just that's a quick side note. So I wanted to do evil things. I'm very enticed by this card lately, Den of Evil.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
So talk about it.
Yeah, well, with fire, you can do Morgana things, but in water, you can do Lilith and Lord of Lies things. Maybe a turn earlier. Yeah, Lilith even a little bit is more attractive in this sense because of the 3 water threshold.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically I took a monster approach. So there's lots of monsters in here: Orm Infester, the Snail, the Mutation, the Parasite, the Mimic. I mean, even the Monstrosity. This is a bad card. I just want to say that as quickly as possible. It's so easy for this to be
killed.
Killed and also be made irrelevant. But yeah, so ultimately I wanted to do a shapeshift monster deck, and so evil gives me Eclipse. And there's great things you can shapeshift into.
There's 2 cards in your deck that terrify me: Lord of Lies and the Doom. Yeah, kills me. Like, they're so terrifying, and especially this card. It's almost impossible to get rid of because you're just like, I hope I draw, a Death Dealer because...
Symmetric Suffering is actually funny because if the opponent is playing this and I only have the Doom, then that actually does deal with it.
Yes.
But you are playing a card that can get around the Doom, which is interesting. So we'll talk about that, obviously, when we look at your deck. But, though, I have to say, as terrifying as this card is when it comes into play, every time I play with it, I kind of get a little bit less convinced by it. At the end of the day, it still gets blocked by everything, and it doesn't just guarantee you the win. This card doesn't come in and just guarantee. So be careful. Don't put all your stock into it. I mean, put it in your deck. It's definitely good, and I would play it, and it's fun and good card. But it's not. It's not don't just concede. Let's say if your opponent plays it, you can get around.
Well, you could get it down pretty quickly too with your 4 waters.
Yeah, 4 waters.
So.
Yeah. I'm only playing the Aqua because at the end of the day, I'm primarily a water deck here.
But, for sure.
But yeah, the 4 waters helps it. I'm not playing Overflow. I think I kind of actually would have liked Overflow, but anyways,
How do you like the Howl from Beyond?
It's funny because I might not be playing enough monsters. Actually, funny enough, there's a lot of there's a lot of monsters to justify Abyssal Assault, but I actually don't know if I had enough for this. But this is like a nice, interesting card. This could be like a draw 3, right? Which maybe actually is not that great for 5. I should reconsider this card. That's actually true. And of course, before we go to you, I'll just say fast. Obviously, on top of it, for air cards, we've got the Whirling Blades. This has been such a huge revival, probably because of Necro with this set.
For sure.
I had to play it. All right, let's check out what you're doing.
Yeah, this is the Feast for Crows, the updated version for Gothic. There's not too many Gothic cards now. In this version...
Well, you just added 2, didn't you?
I added 2 cards, and the version you'll see in the video, there's Vivian the Enchantress, which has performed somewhat well, but having problems with charge minions. Saint kind of helps with that because everything comes into play tapped. Yeah. So it gives me at least 1 extra turn to remove your creature, possibly play chains, and sites that kind of play with the graveyard has been a little problematic. Core Crematory, mismanaged, yeah, exactly. So I added one salty earth to kind of deal with those sites.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just a good card.
Yeah. So essentially, Archie just wanting to fill the graveyard really quickly with spells and
so you got
recast them.
38 magic is
38 magic, yeah, for sure.
Pretty relevant for Archie. I mean, definitely.
In principle, Merlin is still very good. Morgana, it's a bit greedy on the threshold, so always trying to tweak those sites to try to get the optimal. Well,
these double threshold providing sites definitely helped with us greedy.
Yeah, for sure.
Greedy deck builders. So.
I mean, it was somewhat doable with the Arthurian Legends without the active volcano.
Yeah.
But those sites just make it that much better. So,
I mean, of course, when you have to fix your threshold, you're sacrificing on the utility of sites.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them. Of course, you're still playing Gnome Hollows and Perilous Bridge, and I just saw. Where is it? I thought I saw. Fields.
Fields, yeah, for sure.
So you still got some, but if you consider by contrast the stock water necro decks, they're playing so much utility in their sites, right? I mean, they can afford to. They're playing the one splash, two colors, right?
So a lot of people are even. When I've spoken to some people, they're like, "Oh, you should have Philosopher's Stone and maybe remove some of the cores." Some people are like, "Oh, you should have 3 toolbox." And I always tell people, I encourage them, try out your version and see what works best for you, because that's right now I'm still in the process of testing it, so that's what I'm playing with at the moment.
I mean, you could probably just even add the Philosopher's Stone in here.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of cores in Archie, especially with your threshold, especially with the desire to get to big mana, like these 2 cards here. So,
and some people even might feel that, you might want to add at least 1 Craterize. I've been,
I mean, can't go wrong.
Yeah, it can't go wrong. I mean, possibly Pact with the Devil might get cut. I mean, it's great to sacrifice a spellcaster, but sometimes it's, you just don't draw them. So
yeah, I mean, I would suggest something else before that, but
yeah.
Okay. Oh, the card we didn't talk about, Chains of Prometheus. Before we get to the game here, this actually does deal with the Doom of Dilmun.
Yeah.
So if you're afraid of that card and you can afford to, play the Chains. All right, let's see what we intend on doing to each other in this game.
So right off the bat, we got you started with a token.
Oh yeah, the Alpha Investment Skeleton token.
Yeah.
She went to the beach in style.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. And you bought 2 copies of that one recently?
I bought a playset. I consider it
4.
4. I mean, they're ordinary, so I finished a playset. Speak of the skeleton. Just want to point out the obvious here. There's a dip in recording quality. This was done via the phone.
Yeah.
Techman Extraordinaire was not present for this one, so we still wanted to get an Archie game in, so we recorded with our phones with natural lighting, I suppose.
Natural lighting, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, JS with the cards on the side of the screen here helps us all see exactly what's being played, just in case. So yeah, it's basically typical Necro start, right? You just pump out the skeletons while you build your mana and your thresh.
So playing the Gnome Hollows still feels, I mean, it's great, but it doesn't really help deal with the skeleton tokens at the moment.
As I start to ramp into my bigger dudes, though, especially I'm playing a monster build, right? I've got 4 power stuff on mass. So actually, I briefly hovered over landmass in your list. Big fan of landmass and overflow. These cards are really strong in the right decks. Maybe a bit slower decks or decks that can abuse card advantage later on. Like we just saw recently, there's I think there's a Geomancer. No, a Sorcerer list for sure. I saw from Kyle. Actually, the Fury Road creator is playing a sorcery deck. A sorcerer deck, and I think he's got 4 landmass, which makes a lot of sense. Like honestly, that. It gets the mana in play to actually, so you can actually use all the cards you're drawing extra with the sorcerer, right? So good stuff. Yeah, I'm just pumping out these skeletons.
Yeah, so that's the thing with these kind of control decks is that initially you're taking a bit of damage to kind of build your board state,
but you're not too worried, right? Especially with all your projectiles and your divine healing. Divine healing? Divine healing?
Yeah.
It's called divine. What's divine offering? Oh, that's magic.
Magic.
Yeah, divine healing. Yeah, also overflow is good for you too, especially as an Archie who's trying to get big on mana, right?
So I'm trying to recast like 2 spells per turn.
Yeah, I mean,
so I want to get up there in the mana for sure.
Yeah, but also it serves a dual. Actually, it serves like a triple purpose, right? It fills your graveyard because you played a spell. It gives you a site which you want to get to, so you can ramp, and it even draws you. It draws you that site, so you can maybe draw a spell per turn instead of having to draw a site naturally. Yeah. So ramping into your mana is good. of course, I feel a little bit less worried when I play against you, and I've got an aggro deck. Whether it be a Pathfinder or a Witch or a Necro, and I'm playing River of Blood. That helps a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Because here I can deal you 4 damage, 6 damage, whatever, and then you just double cast Divine Healing 1. Like you cast it and then double, and then cast it again, and all of a sudden you just 14, you undo like 18 turns. Oh, early Shapeshift. Can we just win?
I really like this card, Shapeshift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to take Order. I can tell you that much. Important to note that on a transform, the Genesis won't trigger. But I think the correct play is still to just take the Legion here. I don't remember what I did, but 5... Okay, maybe I prioritized the life gain in case you started damaging me. But that seems wrong. Possible. I don't like that, actually. Let me just get mad at past me for a second here.
The transform into the Gnome Hollows, because the minion was already in there.
Already inside, so it's not entering. And like that's what I mean. Like transform doesn't summon, you just become the thing. So it's the same game piece, which is why I can attack. So I think it would have been a lot smarter to take the Legion for the extra power. That 5 can go a long way.
Yeah, for sure. So funny enough, usually like when I do Common Sense, I usually get the Apprentice Wizard. Kind of like for that curve, Turn 2, Common Sense, fill up the graveyard. Turn 3, I could draw a side, then also draw a spell, and then et cetera, et cetera. And
I just want to point out in case, because I actually just for one second, I got confused myself for a second there, but Shapeshift was castable through the tower, which gave me the extra mana for turn. So even though I only have 3 sites, it gave me that 4th mana.
Okay, playing the Thump. I like this card.
Yeah,
you're
generally always happy to see that. I actually think I made this deck before caring too much about Archie, because we don't see it much in our community.
No.
Oh no. Okay, I was gonna say I don't think I'm playing Mismanaged Mortuary, but in fact I am. So it won't matter anymore. I don't think, but it's a good card to have versus an Archie. That's for sure.
Yeah. So see, at this point, I have the chains out. I have the ring. So now, this is where kind of like Archie starts to slowly, get its board presence and start developing.
Yeah. This is
So now like your vampire can attack me.
Yeah, chains is a very clean way to deal with bulky but oppressive minions. It's actually very annoying because, of course, if I could find a way to deal with that, you haven't actually dealt with my minion. But, you could have arguably even played the chain on 20 to keep it so far away from me moving up and disenchanting or something like that. But yeah, this is...
Well, it's because I had the Ring of Morgan, the Ruby Core, so I'm like, if he's going to use Disenchant, he's probably going to target...
your face,
on my face versus my chains. Of course, you do me dirty.
Yeah.
I remember when you first played this card before Gothic came out, because you had the promo.
With a swap?
The swap, and I was like... I was ready to like flip the table a couple times. I was like, this is like...
You were ready to become a full-fledged Yu-Gi-Oh player?
Never played, actually.
Oh, well. No. I'll just swap you a few more times and
wow.
Then you can let us all know in the next video how...
Thanks. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love?
Swap, obviously very good, but doesn't help me with my actual predicament here, which is the chains. Because... it seemed like I didn't have another follow-up. And also the way... I guess I could have put that... I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I played the Lighthouse on 4, and I think that's indicative that I don't have something else to apply pressure, right? Because if I had another 4/4 or whatever, anything that I could just...
I think you would have played on 14.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, you're still pumping... You could still pump out, like, skeleton tokens. So you're still applying that pressure. You have 2 skeleton tokens.
The problem though versus Archie is that if I give you too much time, while if I fumble about on my turns and it lets you draw more cards plus what you have access to in your graveyard, it becomes so much harder to come back from.
Yeah.
Right. So like taking a turn off from applying pressure is really, really dangerous versus Archie. Even from playing against Archie using Witch or any other aggro deck, I've you don't win them all, so I'm not trying to say perfect records here, but I've beaten double casted divine healings, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
you could do that because every single turn you're just applying pressure. So you force the archer to always have an answer instead of letting them draw into cards that can dig them, and then they have time to find answers. You know?
Yeah. If you allow the archer player to like get the brows, get the grandmaster, get this, get that. So
the two things you need to deal with to stop the archie is you need to deal with its time, and you need to deal with its resources, right? And not necessarily in that order, but technically getting rid of their cores, and if you can sinkhole them or even salt them yourself, take away their mana, it hurts them a lot, and don't give them time.
And like as I said in my primer, when I play Feast for Crows, like if I'm playing against water, like the first card I'll practically name is like Atlantean Fate,
right?
Just because it's like really devastating for Archie. You play that, it's like pretty much the nail on the coffin. But
also at the same time, just to say, you can maybe not be so afraid of it because it's a unique, but also because at the end of the day, as long as you just have one earth or air somewhere in the realm, you can always disenchant. Especially now with Toolbox, if you are playing Toolbox in your Archie, that card is colorless. Well, thresholdless.
Yeah, but it depends how my sites are placed. It depends on the situation. If I'm really dependent on a particular threshold and I absolutely need it. But I mean, you could also name other cards for sure.
Yeah. So I played the Maiden last turn, which it's always a good card. I mean, even if you kill it, it healed me 3 if that's relevant.
And your opponent loses 3.
Yeah, you're gonna lose 3, so it's not like total loss. Like if you play a Lilith and it whiffs and then it dies, it's like okay, it feels a little bit bad. But it does feel a little scary all the time when you play Mother and you have to pass before you can maybe draw a card with her, or even if you just can't afford to draw a card with her because the game state requires you to play something else, so you have to skip your turn. I don't know. It's hard to evaluate how much the card drops in value if you take away the second line of text. The pay 3 to draw a card.
Yeah. So got the divine healing.
Yeah.
I need to, and it's in the graveyard, so I'm just filling up the graveyard. That's what you want to do with the Archie. You just want to try to fill up the graveyard.
Yeah. Would have been nice if we maybe pulled the camera back a little so we could show your graveyard.
Yeah. That's true, but
I mean, there's common sense in there. There's a landmass and there's a divine healing.
Yeah,
I think.
So playing Firebolts, I'm like, I got to deal with the tokens.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like the chains, felt bad, and not following up with a threat felt bad. But at least what I had to offer was I could still chip away for 2 or 3 every single turn.
Yeah.
But then, the one, like we said at the beginning of the video, that one divine healing just undoes it all, right? And then
if you chip away for like 2 turns, and you're not doing much other than just like chipping away, and I play that, it's kind of
then you have such
kind of like a reset, and then I could recast it. So,
but then you also have such efficient ways of dealing with specifically skeleton tokens that my chip damage is so fragile,
Well, I mean, now you have, Mother, so you could like pay 3, draw card.
So I break that for 2, so that costs 2. I have 3 left. Okay, so it seems like I can put this here and it can attack any site from this location, but you can also just kill it from anywhere, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it is tapped because of the chains next turn, but you do get to untap your...
yeah, but see, it's true, it all that for nothing, but at least if I can, I can
you untap your True Blood, so at least next turn you could attack for 4.
But of course, of all the things, right, it had to be this guy because you can kill from anywhere, so there's the chances of me actually going to my next turn and this guy still being alive is not that high, I don't think anyways. Right, because you can... Ooh.
Well, if I play like Poison Nova...
Yeah, but if you play Poison Nova, then the vampire's dying anyway, so get wrecked for me. But if this guy's everywhere, that means he's on earth and water. Can he be drowned and buried? Or
I would think so.
Or because it says occupies all locations safely. I think underground counts. Like, does that mean it's above ground and below ground? So that means you can't drown. It has pseudo submerge because it's occupying the below.
Well, it's occupying the site, so I would think so.
That means you cannot drown or bury it. If it occupies every location safely, that means it like I'm pretty sure underground is like underwater and underground are locations, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't actually. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope you don't drown it. And if you do, or bury it, bury. But if you do bury it, it's possible that in the moment we just said, like shrug.
Yeah.
So we just went with it. But hopefully you have a more elegant way of dealing with this than. Are you even playing drown or bury in your main? Or they're in your collection?
I think
they're in your collection.
Yeah, collection.
Again, I have to stop saying drown. You're not playing water. Yeah,
one bury. One boil.
Yeah, boil's nice.
Yeah. I keep modifying my collection, so there's always like 2 or 3 cards. I think I've taken out Entangled Terrain to put some other cards. So always testing, always adapting and changing, and
being able to
Murder for Crows.
Yeah, being able to play Murder of Crows is really good.
Murder of Crows, yeah.
Because I was gonna say for non-air decks, you can even play Flayer.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is a similar, similar, not exactly the same, but
okay. So playing the Grandmaster.
You went for the greed. Instead of the deal, unless you still have a way to deal with this. Because again, like even if you have like an immolation, right? Are you playing immolation?
No,
you are not playing.
No,
immolation.
I'm not playing immolation. No.
Okay. You let me untap, so I get one more swing, which again will feel really bad once you just gain it all back with the Divine Healing in your graveyard. So taking
but I think I try to favor the browse a bit more to try just to scroll through my deck a lot quicker, just to get to see, okay, I have answers, and if I could get that Poison Nova, if I could get that Death Dealer a lot quicker. Or even like a second chains is really good, so it just helps deal a lot more with your minions.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like you also Common Sense, but you didn't put the card on the table. So I guess somehow JS saw it, unless I'm crazy, because you just threw a
Orm Infester.
Yeah, so this is a monster. I don't know if this is the right monster for a monster deck. It's interesting card though. I mean, I really like the whole burrowing submerge on one card. I think that's really cool. Just that the cards we have are not that powerful that have those effects. They're all like weak power, right? They all strike for 2. I think the other one is some other worm thing. I mean, this guy he's a decent card. I'm not trying to say he's a bad card. It is a slow burn.
Better cards too. Yeah. So getting in for 4, creating another token. So now I need to start dealing, because now you're kind of spread out there. You got your True Blood, you got the Skeleton token on 20.
Yeah, but now you drawing 3 from that Grandmaster is really scary. Because you still have your graveyard, which basically is your hand, right?
Yeah.
It's actually interesting because, as a side note, this is a good indicator as to why decks that revolve around prison sites are probably still not where they can be in the game. Because as hard as you tried to keep your sites away from me all game, eventually sites are going to get placed everywhere in the realm, and there's always going to be that one opening, and sometimes it's all you need is that one opening.
I think it's just more of a strategic placement.
Yeah. So Poison Nova.
So Grandmaster plays Poison Nova,
and that's really rough because
although he should be tapped because of chains, but I mean, doesn't really matter.
You also had the infiltrate, but see, what I'm saying is like, I'm gonna have to slowly kill you with tokens, and that Poison Nova's in your graveyard now. So you can just recast that too, right?
Yeah.
So this is the part where I'm, worrying about how come my deck isn't playing any fire cards to just start putting immediate quick pressure. Oh yeah, I tapped the Orm Infester now because you have control of my Maiden, so I can't even move forward with him. With it, at least I'm not losing the life because I also gained the life.
Yeah,
but,
so at least it kind of,
would have been good to have one more damage on you here. Yeah, it seems. Yeah, so also if you use the Maiden's ability to draw a card, I'll regain control of her.
Yeah, so...
But that's okay.
I just didn't want you to draw cards.
Yeah.
So I was happy with the fact that, okay, he's not drawing cards. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, probably approach the situation where I wish I could draw cards right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, as an Archie player, I could tell you a thing or two about drawing cards.
Yeah. Okay, we have a second... At least I get to do both shapeshifts.
Yeah, you got both pretty good.
It's just sad that I won't be able to. Yeah, I think I'm trying to convince myself that I can maybe play that Mimic, but I don't think I can. And ooh.
The Doom.
So in any other situation where there's no chains of Prometheus here, I think I'm the happiest person in the world to have a Doom, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, here I'm going to get only one swing out of it,
which is still terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is why I'm playing Shapeshift. I want to get pretty much this off of it. So this or Great Old One. Imagine if I got a Great Old One. That would have just been You're Outdoor now, right?
Yeah, that's true. So,
which would have been fantastic because then even if you do tap it down for the rest of the game with the chains, I won't care because at least, hey, you're outdoor, right? And I have to just get in now.
Apply a lot of come in.
I mean, I have your ring too, so I can even just start stepping in.
Exactly, yeah.
So, coulda, woulda.
Thanks, by the way, for stealing my ring.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Very, very thoughtful of you.
I just want you to know that I would do it again.
I mean, you got a lot of these, Four Waters, and you got the mix, and then you got, so you're able to...
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff. It's just you're answering it very well, The thing is, for me, is that I'm a little bit, cynical? Is that the word?
Cynical, yeah.
Because I probably already convinced myself, regardless of what happens in the future, that you probably already turned the game around at this point,
Okay. No, okay. You've got some minions, so now it's a little like, okay, I need to find my Death Dealer.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's talk about Assimilators now. This card is underappreciated, in my opinion.
You think?
Yeah, it doesn't see enough play. The people just don't believe in it, and I don't know. It's graveyard hate because it banishes from any graveyard. You can do it immediately as soon as it enters. So it's not a 0 power on the first turn. I mean, there's so many good cards. Everyone's playing so many minions in the Gothic meta, and so many of them are just high. I mean, Lilith, Renatus, even the Maiden. So you can Saracen Raiders if you want to start charging and start dealing damage. The list just goes on and on. I mean, even the Doom. I can make it the Doom for a turn.
Oh, so see, now I'm just being rude because I just played a Second Chains.
Yeah, so Second Chains probably is unbeatable.
But I haven't really done any damage to you at this point, so...
Well, that doesn't matter.
The game is not over. You still have plenty of time to apply pressure.
I don't know. I don't feel that way because now with you having 12 mana, 10 mana, 11 mana...
Mm-hmm.
And having drawn all those cards and your graveyard is still full. You haven't even double cast anything yet. I just feel like I'm just a turn or two away from getting Arcane Barrage or Major Explosion and then just recasting it. So it just takes those 2 turns where you go from 20 to 0 basically. So I'm just basically waiting for you to do that while I try to find something that can either deal with these chains or just come in,
So I opted to get Bury.
Yeah. So that's actually a shame on me moment. I should have just put that on a water site. There's no reason to play it on a non-water site if I can versus an Archie. Like for sure you have Bury somewhere. So that was obviously an oopsie. I think if I recall correctly, I have Symmetric Suffering in my hand, or at least I draw it at some point because I could have used it to sacrifice the ring to make you sacrifice your chains, but the whole time you've had the Ruby Core.
Yeah.
So I couldn't actually get rid of I had a way to get rid of the chains in my water deck. I haven't seen Toolbox yet, so I can't disenchant. Unfortunately. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh. So I even get to use this game.
Interesting. Yeah. I cracked one, but I just haven't built an dedicated evil deck.
It has to be dedicated monster or Void Walk. It's not even just evil. But yeah, I've got too many spells and Too many spells in the deck and too many value minions that are not monsters. So, I mean, there you go, a huge whiff. That's like also really, talk about not giving the Archie time, right? How about spending all your mana to do absolutely nothing?
Yeah.
And that's actually another issue with the Doom, right? Attacking for only 6 instead of attacking for 16, like a great old one can, is that attack gets undone with the divine healing that's in your graveyard. So it feels nice to see you at 6, but I know that that's not a real number,
Yeah, so at this point I'm like, okay, I need to recast some stuff to start digging for answers. And
well, dig for answer, even just give yourself the life, right?
Give myself the life, start putting pressure on you. Now that I've got my mana built up, and now I could, start casting that major explosion. And it's funny, I saw this Reddit post where it's like someone was talking about like losing with their deck, and they're trying to find a way to improve their deck, and they said, well, you should probably find avatar that suits your playstyle.
Okay.
And I think just coming from old school Magic and playing like Stasis often, which is kind of a grindy deck, obviously, and Archie's kind of similar a little bit. You're kind of like grinding it out with the opponent. They're longer games. They're more, you're just like pushing your opponent back. They have like threats, you're answering them, and you're just buying yourself some time. And you have like the chains, and so it's not, I wouldn't say it's similar, but they're both grindy decks. And sometimes I like that.
Oh, you actually get to play Vivian, which means you're drawing 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to count this as, so if I win this game, this counts as 2 wins for me.
Why is that?
Hold on. And if I lose this game, I still win this game.
Why is that?
Because I'm taking 1,000% credit for this Vivian play.
Yeah. I liked her. Reason why she got cut eventually is just charge minions are just like, if you're playing against a heavy aggro deck like Witch, Mono Fire, Pathfinder, something that's like really quick and it's really tough to deal with. And
yeah.
When you get the Vivian with like 5 mana and then the triple Earth threshold, sometimes it just doesn't do the thing you want to do. Like, it's great because now I could like make my own skeleton tokens, and I get to draw 3. But this, it's very, it doesn't always work out that way, where the Saint of Redemption kind of every minion comes into play tapped. So it's great for me it buys me a turn. It's easier to cast.
Yeah, so it's interesting because your deck isn't centered around drawing cards.
No.
But the deck that I built to put her in, so I could do exactly what you just did, the whole point of that deck, I just want to, I want to control as much as possible, but I want to draw all the cards. So for me, playing her is part of the plan. Saint of Redemption is more part of your plan. Create time so you can build resources, right? Those are the 2 things I was saying before. Whereas like Vivian is just the greed of, I just want to do all the things. I want to steal the cards. And because she copies the Genesis abilities, right, you can, sometimes you have 2 Grandmasters in play. So you just drew 6 off of them. You play the Vivian, draw 6 more cards. It's fun times.
Yeah. This card is... I think you're the only person I've seen play this card.
Okay, but this is an interesting card, right? Because it doesn't even target. So I might not have realized that in this game, but I could have picked up your, because you're stealth, but I don't target. So
is it not?
Or yeah, I think I just did it. But now if it's disabled, it should lose stealth.
Hyperparasites.
Where is it? Yeah, can pick up a single minion, disabling them, but can't move while carrying them. So here, I think you just got tapped for some reason, and that might have been my way of showing that you're disabled. But in fact, that's all wrong because you should lose the stealth, right? And then this should become mine again.
Yeah, that should become yours. Well, I see there's like some FAQs, so probably...
Yeah, and pickup is... You can pick up and drop in the same turn, if I'm not mistaken, as long as you don't interact with the realm.
Yeah, you can't interact, yeah.
And like picking up is a basic ability, so I don't think that's interacting with the realm. So I could have picked up and then immediately dropped the maiden, and then she would have been mine again.
Yeah, so
interesting.
You moved up, and I played the spell, and you rudely tossed
your ring
back to me. Or take your garbage out of here, kid.
Hey, garbage is as garbage does,
Yeah, so I think now you're moving into me because I have like major explosion, so I have to like cast it at square 8,
like
so
away from me.
Yeah.
But also coming into you with the ring meant like you're at 5 still. I could try to get those extra little pings in, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he attacks for 1, he pings for 1. The skeleton attacks for 1. That's 3 damage. But then you said no. I want to be an Archie player, and gained another 7.
Don't mind if I do.
I think it's still worth watching because there's so many interesting things happening. But I think at the same time that Divine Healing probably put a nice bow on the game. You know, going back to 12, and my board stayed looking like this, especially if we made the error with the Hyperparasite where that mother should be mine now, you know, like all kinds of things like this. It might be too far gone, but if I can just deal with one of those chains somehow, you know, I was like, now that I'm right in your face and I can find a toolbox, maybe I can kill one of them. Because even the Parasite, you know, one thing that did come out of this Necro deck, though, is, well, I took the monster theme out, and I took out the cards that were Necro-specific, like Symmetric Suffering as an example. But I converted this actually to an Avatar of Air. So I wanted to do the Avatar of Air evil thing that people are doing, but I wanted to do just water and air to abuse Withering Heights and River Rapids.
Yes,
and
those
also,
two together are brutal. Yeah, they're quite strong.
But even with a card like Hyperparasite, because it didn't seem bad to me as I was playing this deck that doesn't seem that great. Okay, the card itself felt really strong, and at 4 power 2, I really wanted to do something with it. An Avatar of Air being able to fly this thing wherever I want, and then if I can land onto a river or a heights and fly it again somewhere else, means I can pretty much disable anything almost the turn it enters play, right? So this deck actually led to a really cool air water Avatar of Air deck that I'm actually working on with Patrick from our community.
Yeah.
This feels like the most lackluster Lacuna entity in the entire world. But
that's okay.
But against you, I know you don't have many minions anyways, right? So any
so
blocker I can get rid of.
Doesn't feel so bad.
Yeah, it's just get rid of the blocker basically. I could have probably attacked your Apprentice Wizard to keep my skeleton alive on 14. Maybe not. Actually, the Lacuna can block if you try to come in.
Yeah.
Also, Lacuna entity being able to attack next turn. Because, the Parasite... you know, not having that mother is probably a big deal, because I could have moved the mother up to 9 and then I started attacking with her, you know, or even just
drawing cards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just drawing, if you have like, you know, a couple of mana left over, 3.
Yeah, but your Apprentice Wizard should probably be tapped, right?
Yeah. I think I just don't really bother tapping them, which is probably a bad habit, just because I'm not really doing much with them.
Yeah, I mean, they're available to block is the only problem, right?
Yeah, so I think I tap.
You see, that's a... Oh, no, you see the thing, that's part of the problem with the Hyperparasite, right? Like, not reading the card. So that Hyperparasite...
was that even a legal move?
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to explain. The mistake we're making with Hyperparasite, where we thought it had to... No, sorry, where we forgot about the disabling, meant that you've been tapping the Maiden as part of the chains, right?
Yes.
So because of that, you had access to your Apprentice.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we caught it now. So
yeah,
definitely, you know.
I mean, mistakes happen. Like, the thing is like as we've talked about a million times, the complexity of there's so many things to remember and pay attention to, and to always have, you know, in mind while the games are going on, because how many sites are currently in play, right? There's 16 sites in play.
16 out of 20, yeah.
And out of those 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 are active with things that we need to be aware of that are happening on their own planes, right?
Yeah. And then below ground,
above
submerge,
ground.
So those, you know, sometimes those occupied sites is, you have something above it and below it. If you have like a root spider, below, and then you have something on top of it, and then you have
but that's why my focus remains on. I actually love the golden rule. I don't think it's a cop-out. And the reason I don't think it's a cop-out is because, Sorcery is marketed and pushed as a casual kitchen table game.
It is.
And so with that as the premise, the healthiest thing that can possibly exist is the golden rule, and my interpretation of it continues to be, as long as you and I agree, everything is perfectly fine and fantastic. So like, I'm not even upset, about you being able to do that move with your apprentice wizard, because we're currently in a game state that both of us are okay with and pleased with, and we accept, so no one's trying to coerce anybody into anything, and there's no evil intentions beyond the playmats that we sell. Sorry, that just was too perfect.
Wow. Shameless plug. Shameless plugs. Okay, so I get my first damage in after how much time is in this video? 40 minutes?
It's been 40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's been 40 minutes, and you
if you like long games and just dragging your opponent out, and but it's usually a lot quicker than this. This is a bit of an exception.
Well, that's the thing with Archie, is that sometimes you just can't find the cards that end the game, even though you're staying alive, and that's precisely what I mean by not giving you time. Because if we do run into, if I can take away your time, I can maybe win, and if on top of it, you can't find your spells, to end the game yourself, then you're in an even worse position. But I mean, I'm still managing to get some.
Taking one per turn, so I'm like, okay, I have a clock, I have to deal with, you're just going to create skeleton tokens. Yeah, I think this game would have been much different had you had your mother Maiden Court. I mean, you could have attacked, like you said, drawn more cards.
Well, I mean, yeah, so the thing is even if your illusionist was tapped, if you could always recast the Poison Nova from your graveyard. So even if I move the mother up to 9, you just Poison Nova from there. So that's also another thing too, and I'm even going to just say it in advance. I know in the next video there's another little bit of a mana related hiccup that happens, and I find as long as these things are also happening in game states that don't really get altered by the error, I find it's even more of a moment, because had I had the mother and had I moved it up and had I been able to maybe attack for 3, you still have a resource that you haven't even used because you haven't needed it, that you could have easily just used to deal with the card. So it never would have actually attacked for 3,
So I opt to play it on square 4, so you only take 5, I believe. Or no, I do it to you.
Do it to you. Unless we're going to because you moved also. So you only take 3.
Yeah, I take 3. Yeah, so.
But what I'm saying? You have the ring. I mean, the Orm Infestor can gain me a life, but.
Then I recast the Divine Healing, yeah.
Yeah, but that's you have so many ways in your graveyard now. Even if I gain my 1 life from the Orm Infestor, you can just Major Explosion again. Put that 7, and then if you really want, you can Firebolt 2 to just end the game. And you also have Arcane Barrage in your. So yeah, there is always going to be a point where if you let it go too far for the Archie, you can't come back.
Yeah, I mean, you see all the cards I have on the top of the screen there, so
yeah, that's your graveyard. In case anyone's wondering what all those cards are, those
cards are recastable. So.
The chains put in a lot of work. If there's anybody who needs motivation to play the card Chains of Prometheus, this is a definite, strong advocate of a game for it. And another avatar that loves this card is Enchantress.
Yes. So there, I played the. I think I recasted it twice. I had 2 in the graveyard and recast it and recast it. Yeah. So. You love drawing cards. I love gaining life.
Yeah.
What can I say? Yeah.
I'm just going to keep a river of blood up my sleeve next time. Whoa, where'd that come from?
Where'd what come from?
The river of blood that I'm going to have up my sleeves.
Oh,
that I'm going to put on the board when you're not looking.
Sure. By all means.
Yeah.
So I think you're just feeling discouraged at this point. You're like...
Yeah, it's most likely that if you could hear the audio of the original recording, I'm probably just saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Yeah. So, I think I just basically say, "Hey, man, the writing is everywhere in your cemetery. There is literally zero I can do.
Well, I'm just going to recast Major Explosion, Death Door, and then you don't have an answer. You're like, I don't have enough to put you to door in one turn, so you just cast Arcane Barrage. And so we agreed as, the game was pretty much over at that point.
Yeah. Plus, I think I knew you were leaving after this one anyway, so the faster I could scoop up, the faster I'd be done with you. So,
wow, thank you.
Easy
you feel the love.
Easy decisions from my side of the table over here.
Feels love.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think again, like pretty interesting. I was still able to do a lot. I got both shape shifts. The Doom came out. Whatever. The Assimilator Snail could have been cool if I would have put it on a proper site. I put you down to like 5 and 7 and then potentially 3s. So it wasn't like a one side as much as it might have. As much as with 2020 hindsight, it might have been a one-sided game.
Yeah.
Throughout, it didn't. It wasn't, and it didn't feel like one. And that's part of the sweet trap of these kinds of control decks. Like even like you mentioned, Stasis. There's like you kind of give your opponent this hope that they're actually playing. They're not.
They're not.
They're not. So yeah. So if you give your Archie opponent time to build resources and time to draw their cards, exactly. You are not actually you're playing solitaire. Basically, you're just watching them do their thing. So,
and don't forget check out my primer. I took many hours to write that.
Yeah, always important to respect the primers.
If you want to comment on it, then try it out and build your own version of Archie.
Yeah. See what you like.
Tweak it. See what you like. See what you don't like. Remove. If you want to remove fire. If you want, have fun with it. And it's a great avatar. I really like it.
It's really good. And don't forget to check the description. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, there should be links there both for the tournament coming in May, as well as the link to our shop for the playmats if you are interested in picking one up for yourself. And speak of the cloth.
Yeah, we have our Evil Red and Otherworldly dual mats now available. I think the stock for the Evil Red is pretty low. And our Otherworldly, I think we have a little bit left, but they're going.
We should. I think we're getting another.
A small batch.
Batch coming in, so they should check the website. The restock will be up there.
And
we'll see you in the next one.